Hello, everyone. My name is Ned Dennison. I'm the chairperson of the International Marathon Swimming Hall of Fame. Our guest today is Marwan Salah. He's class of 2026, a Syrian-born swimmer who's now living in Montreal, Canada. Marwan, please say hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good. Tell us about your childhood, where you were living, how you learned to swim, and if you were a champion pool swimmer.
Okay. I grew up in small town in Syria. Syria's name Jablil, my town. In Syria. That town is small on the sea, Mediterranean Sea. And I leave my home near just close the street. And after you walk maybe 50 meters and you jump the water, just in the water. Very close from the sea, my home, my family home, I mean.
Yeah.
So every day in summertime, we go to swim to play and enjoy with some friend there. And I learn to swim. I don't know how many old are me, when I teach swimming. But in that place, they are like harbor, small harbor for fishing boat, about 100 meters, not more, like swimming pool, but not swimming pool. Because in my town, no have swimming pool, not inside, not outside. For that, we swim in the sea all the time. And by time when we swim, I find some swimmers bigger than me. They swim, and they come. Come about 100 meters, half an hour, 1 hour. I ask who them. They told me they are the swimmer from my town, the same town. By time I go with them sometime for swimming, and I teach how they swim, how they doing hand swim or kicking or crawl or a butterfly. I don't know that about swimming because I have no coach. And from that swimmer, they have one good swimmer in that time. His name Zaytoun, Muhammad Zaytoun. He's the world champion for long distance swimming. He win 3-time Capri Napoli and swimming world champion, 61 and 63 and 64. And I want to learn how he swim by myself. And by time, sometime I go swim like him, is good or not good. After when I grow a little bit, I find myself is good for swimming. I registered my name in the club, Jable Club for swimming. And I continue to swimming with the coach in that time.
And when did you do your first 10K swim?
What?
When did you do your first 10K marathon in the open water? How old were you?
You know, when I start swim with the club, it's 15 years old.
And when did you do
And
your first big open water swim?
the swim, like we swim in the club. Usually we have the Syrian. I swim 3 years about for the club swimming, and not short distance because I never swim in the swimming pool. No have 100 or 200 or 400, just long distance. I don't know is mean in the sea, 2 hours, 1 hour, just like that. And they have, usually they make race in Latakia near my town for 10 kilometers every year and 17 of April, because they have separated from France when they go out from Syria. They spray. It's good time they play for that. All sport they play that. Swimming and football or something like that. And I swim in my club. They put my name to swim in the 10 kilo. That the first time for me, the swimming long distance. And I swim 10 kilo. I arrived first place in that race. When that 1965.
A champion in your first event.
Yeah, that for 10 kilo. And the same years they make national championship in Syria, the Syrian Federation Swimming. They make competition for who is the champion for swimming, amateur or professional, to present Syria and out of Syria, like Capri, like English Channel, like Argentina, everywhere they go there. And I swim at that time, I swim like amateur between Jebel to Latakia is 25 kilometers. That 1965. And I come first in amateur place, but not first in the general.
When
And
did
the
you,
same year, they present me to swim in Italy, Capri, Naples, for 35 kilometers. Me and another one from Latakia. I swim amateur and he swim professional. I come second place. I finished the race. The first time for me, I swim 35 kilo, but I scare if I finish or not finish because the first time for me. And I finished second place in amateur and general 9th place in general between amateur and professional. That I start when I start swimming.
and when did you turn
I was that year, 18 years old. The young swimmer with the swim is 35 kilometers.
when did you turn professional?
After that, I stopped swimming for 3 years. Why? Because I go to Syrian army. They have service army there. And, they have problem with the other country. I don't know about that. 67. And I go to Syrian service army. I stopped for 3 years. And after I come back to swim in 69, I go more bigger and more strong, and I swim like my best swimmer, Zaytoun. He put rope in his body and he swim with the boat. He put boat in his body and he swim about 1 hour or 2 hours like that. And I do it the same what he do it. It's very strong swimming that time. And I swim in Capri, Naples, 69. When I come back to swim again, I come first general all for all the race. And the same years I go to Canada in Lac Simon for 16 kilo. I come first again, and I swim in Montreal for 16 kilo. I arrived 30th place after Horace Iglesias and Johan Chance. That for 69 swim. And after I swim in that time like a professional swimmer.
You then went to swim the English Channel. Why and where were you in your professional career? Were you finished professional racing, or was it in the middle of that?
National. I swim in English Channel, and the first time I swim 75. The first time. Second time I swim 76, and third time 1978. But I make the record in 1976 in English Channel. And that time for me is very, very, very happy at that time. Because I make a new record.
Were you a hero in Syria? Were you in the newspapers? Were you on television?
Yeah, and when they have something has happened, when we come back, when we finish, usually it's normal. They put my name, the Syrian swimmer. He make the race, and the cross channel, English Channel, and he make a new record. And when we come back to London, we meet the counselor and the how you call ambassador in
Ambassador.
Syrian ambassador. And he, in that day, he have meeting with the minister of the many country from the Arabic. He said, congratulations. He say, for what do you tell me that? What we do in Syria? They tell him, you are a swimmer. He make a new record in the world for English channel. He tell us when we come back to London. And hear that from the newspaper and the TV and something. When I come back to Syria, they make me, you know, like a king. Every day by TV, by newspaper, and I invite with the Syrian president and many men there, the important men there in Syria for that time.
Were you working or were you studying during those years?
Here?
Were you in university?
No, when I take the Syrian champion and the world champion in '69, I work in the Latakia, near my town, and like pilot in the harbor of Latakia. I swim before and I go work. You know, between 6:30 or 7 before we work, because when start work at 8:30 until 2 in the afternoon. And afternoon, I have time to swim again in the swimming.
You
I
ended
work
up,
in the, excuse me?
you work in what?
Like pilot in the harbor, because the ship, when it's coming, the ship to the harbor,
Yep.
they can't go inside. They can't go inside the harbor.
Without you.
They have they have one pilot from there to take the ship to enter the harbor, because responsible for that. I take the pilot from the small boat. I do it to the ship in the sea.
When did you move to Canada and why Canada?
What I do? Why?
Why did you move to Canada?
Okay. You know, when I come to Canada like swimming, I tell you it's about 8 times in Lake Saint Jean, Latuque, Magog, Memphis, Magog, and Chicoutimi. Every year I come here to swim from '69 until '78. And I like this country. But after that, I stopped swimming. I'll work like coach in Syria with the other swimmer champion, Syrian champion. We come again to Canada in '86 to swim Lake Saint Jean. He swim and I come here like coach. And every year they invite important person here in Lake Saint Jean. Sometimes Vice President, sometimes. One time they invite Tarzan, you know, Johnny Weissmuller.
Yeah.
Yeah, they invite him one time, 1970. And that year, at '86, they invite Minister of the Immigration, Canadian Immigration. And they know I swim here for 8 years. And we talk about the country, about the politics. I tell him, I like to stay in Canada. He say, yes. I say, yes, sure. And he spoke with his secretary and he gave me his card and tell me, take appointment when we come back to Ottawa. And after a few days, I talk with his secretary and I tell him, I am here in Montreal. I want to take appointment with the consul, with the prime minister, with the minister of the immigration. He said, okay, where your telephone? I give me telephone and number. After a few days, he talked to me. I tell me, come to Ottawa. And that time, you make appointment with the minister. And I go there. He sent me to the office, immigration. We make the paper and the interview for everything. And okay, tell me, go home. Now, after a few months, I received letter from the Canadian embassy. in Damascus. Tell me you have interview, we bring this paper, that and that and that. And I go there, I talk with him, and I take with me some newspaper for the swimming, Alexa Jean and English Channel, Italy, and ask him, and I tell him, before when he ask me anything, just I want to know, I swim in Canada for many years. He tell me, where in Canada? I tell him, Lake Saint Jean. I say, yes, I am from Saint Jean. You know, it's Prudhomme town, the same town where we swim. And he tell me, I know your name and Abu Haif name and Horacio and many swimmers. And we talk about swim a little bit, and he tell me, hey, before when he tell me, okay, he asked my wife, because my wife, she was with me, and he asked her, you want to go with your husband to Canada? She say yes. He say, okay, congratulations. And we make the paper, and after you go, landed immigrant in Canada. After few months, I come to Canada. In 88, I come to Canada.
And what
I
was
try
your,
in
what was,
Canada. I try to work in Canada here like swimming coach, but difficult that. I try everywhere. I make application, maybe 20 application. Nobody answer me. And after I spoke with the Secretary of Swimming Federation here in Quebec. He tell me, you have to take course like lifeguard. I say, okay, I take it. I take that course. Nothing. After that, they told me you have to take assistant coaches. I said, okay, I take it again. No, nobody answered me. I said, okay, I stay a few years here. And after I take the Canadian citizen, 91, I come back again to my country. In my country, I open a school for children, swimming school. And afternoon, I work like coach for swimmer. It's good. We go after that to Canada and Argentina and Italy and Egypt, everywhere like the swimming. And we stay good there. And after that, for 2011, they have problem in Syria. You hear about the war. And the weather is not good. The situation is not good. You can't go on the walk in the street. You scare about that. And I have son and daughter. They live here in Canada. They ask me, why you live in Syria in this situation? Why don't you come again to Canada to live there with us? And after I come here in 2014 until now.
you recently went back to Syria to visit your family. What was the situation like in Syria for you and your family?
Excuse me?
You were in Syria last month. What was it
Yeah.
like for you?
Yeah, you know, as I come back there, I remember I see my friend, my family, my home, because I close my home when I come back, close it, and I come here. Just I want to know what's happened in the country now. They change. They change. No military, no nothing. Everybody is happy now for everything. And I swim because I remember with my friend. I have friend. They are swimmer there. Every day they pass to me, they take me to swim in the sea about 3 kilometers by day in the morning. That's happy for me, you know. I remember when I was young, they swim the same place where we swim before. It's good for me.
So you were a hero in 1976. You set the English Channel record.
Yeah.
50 years later, I call you and tell you you're being inducted into the International Marathon Swimming Hall of Fame. Was this a big surprise for you? Did you think we forgot you?
Really, really, I think everybody is forget because the generation now, the generation is not like before. But I surprised because you tell me You are Marwan Salah. I said, yes. I said, it's something for you. It's good because we are international marathon swimming. We do something for you. I surprised. I don't believe it because 50 years nobody asked me nothing, and they forget who that Marwan Salah. Nobody know me. Sometimes they ask, I say, no, we don't hear about that name. And really, really surprised for me for that, Mr. Ned.
Marwan, thank you very much for your time today. We will put
Thank you.
this.
I want to tell you something before when I go. Thank you, Ned, because it's very much that invite to me for the chance to speak again. And the swimmer, all the swimmer or young swimmer, they know me now. And I want to tell you something. If you come to Montreal, welcome. And to Montreal, I am here waiting for you. And thank for the international marathon swimming to remember me again. Thank you.
So Marwan, thank you very much. We will put this video in our library, and we'll also post it on Facebook in a couple of weeks. So
Thank you very much.
and for everybody who's interested in these kinds of videos, in a minute the subscribe button will come and list of contacts. So please note that.